This is your 2021 Mazda 3 Sport. It's their 100th anniversary edition, as you can see on the key fob. Very nice touch there. It only comes in white with a red interior. It's the all-wheel drive turbo model, as I mentioned. So let's do a quick walk around on the outside for Quirks, Perks, and Irks. As usual, Mazda does it right, and the minimalistic approach with the high-end premium touches makes for a really, really nice vehicle. So a nice big black grille. Love the turn signals because they're a nice long bar, easier to be seen. You got your LED headlights, and the ring around are the day runners. There are no fog lights, so this area is nice and clean. You got to keep the sensors there for safety. Cool touch here. For the 100th anniversary, they have red center caps that say the same thing you saw on the key fob. 100 years, 1920 to 2020, and beautiful gloss black rims. A little busy, I kind of want the 5-spoke, but no matter, they still look good. And another little badging there, 100 years, 1920 to 2020. Turn signals integrated into the side mirrors, and just a nice clean look overall. And this is the Sport, which is also known as the hatchback. I'm going to call it a hatch because that's what I'm used to. Sorry, Mazda, for the off branding. Nice gloss black spoiler, and it just adds a nice touch to it, and it blends in with the rear window. So just really, really nice. As we go around the rear, twin tailpipes, so my need for symmetry is taken care of. Turn signals, LED, tail lights, LED. Just a nice clean look overall. And here you have the Mazda 3 badging, and that's the all-wheel drive. And then we flip over to the passenger side to Skyactiv G, and it is the turbo. So again, no design changes, just a couple of additions with the 100th anniversary badging, but still a very clean looking vehicle. And Mazda's not a luxury brand, but they are no longer just a regular brand. They are premium, they are upscale, and I think it's the right move for them. Just before we go inside, carrying on with the premium look, there is no keyhole, there is no button. You simply just slide your thumb over, or push your thumb over any one of your fingers, and that's how you lock and unlock the door. Now the car started for me because, well, it's cold outside, and I just wanted to show you what it looks like overall. The red seats and the red carpet in here just looks absolutely gorgeous. And you have the 100th anniversary badging on the headrest, and it's a really nice clean touch to it. I love the red. It looks so rich and so beautiful. I'll give you a quick look at what you'd see if you were standing where I'm standing. So all the seats are red, including the rear seats. I'll give you a quick peek back there, and that's what you see from there. Let's quickly jump in. Before we do, I like how the speaker cover is angled to match this part of the interior door panel. Just again, really nice clean look from Mazda. I don't care for the piano black, it'll catch fingerprints, and you'll see that a little more in a moment. But the nice black material here, and then the white and the black, it just gives it a nice framing. I'll actually open the door again to give you a quick look from a wider angle. Yeah, it just looks really, really sharp to me. The standard stuff here for the dashboard. Again, it's a carryover model for 2021. The only changes are, as far as design goes, it's 100th anniversary, and it's the turbo, and it's the all-wheel drive. So you got your 3 dials there. Middle one is digital, so I'll just give it a little bit of gas. And that's the analog needle, and those are analog needles over there. Excuse me, but digital up in the middle. A bit of an irk with the steering wheel. So the heated steering wheel is on, but it's only from here down to here that's heated. The top portion and the bottom portion are not heated, so a bit of an irk. But aside from that, steering wheel, nice, thin, very easy to hang on to, easy to find a comfort spot there. I like that this is a non-touch screen. It's a little far to reach. If you were to go, that's as far as my arm goes without actually extending it, so I'd have to go all the way up. But the HMI commander is here, and that just kind of runs you through everything that you need to, and it's a very smartly set up menu to navigate and extract all of your information from. I've always liked this with the new generation of Mazdas. It's so small, it's minimalistic, but you have everything. And if you're looking here and you're like, well, it's a blank, it doesn't do anything, it still does something. Corresponds to the image up there, so that's how you get your air to different spots. And that's your option for recirc. So let's put that, I don't know, there, and let's put the heat up a little bit again because it's a little on the chilly side. A little bit of storage here, cup holders, and what I like is that that folds down for a bit of privacy, and you get an angled storage bin there. I don't like that it's piano black. They do have this nice little silver bar here that you can see fingerprints already. Anyways, just keep it up, you won't see the fingerprints. Lots of piano black here. I don't like it. I wish it was Not plastic, I don't know, anything but piano black, just not a big fan. Cool move here, 2 drive modes, sport and regular, that's it. No eco, no snow, no none of that. So good move there. Last thing I want to take a quick look at is, sorry, second last thing, in case you haven't seen any of my other current gen Mazda 3 videos, I really like how they've got the vents, and that's a dummy vent in the middle, but as I get a little closer, you'll see it still follows the same pattern as the vents. So a nice continuum design line there. And the last thing is armrest moves, and obviously it goes up and there's some stuff. Just a really nice attention to detail there. I really like it. Okay, I lied. This is absolutely the last thing. You get your sunroof, and I like that it's a manual pull as far as the sunshade goes, because less moving parts, less things to break. On the road with a 2021 Mazda 3 all-wheel drive. Under the hood, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, and horsepower figures and torque, they vary, because if you put 87 octane in, you will get 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. If you put the good stuff in, which is the higher octane 93, you will get 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. For the time that I've had it, I've put in the 93 octane, just if I have the option to get the most amount of performance and power out of the engine, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So with that, I will say it's not a hot hatch. It's not up there with the Civic Type R or the Focus ST, rest in peace Focus ST. But what I will say is that it's very quick, it's very brisk, the acceleration is crisp. There's a very minimal amount of turbo lag that you notice when you're driving. Now, that's with the 93 octane in, and that's all I've put in. I haven't put in 87. Maybe there might be a touch more, I'm not really sure, but what I can speak to is there was a minimal amount of turbo lag, and you put your foot down and off the Mazda 3 goes very quickly, very precisely, very minimal oversteer, understeer. You feel very, very planted, and that's mostly to do with lower center of gravity. And Mazda's always had really, really strong driving dynamics, and it carries through here. And the whole generation of Mazda 3s, this is Gen 4, whether it's the sedan or the hatch / sport, again with the off-branding, but that's okay. It's a hatchback. The driving dynamics have been quite good and very, very impressive. Mazda has carved out a very, very smart spot for themselves by not being just a regular brand of vehicle and not a luxury brand. They've created this nice premium branding for themselves, and to me, it's a very smart move because they don't really have much competition. Like, there's no in-between hybrid brand like Mazda has, or Mazda is, sorry. And I think it's doing them a lot of favors, and just the interior fit and finish is very, very sharp. It's clean, it's streamlined, it's modern, and it just has such an upscale feel to it that, maybe you take away the badge and put somebody in who hasn't been in a Mazda before, and, maybe they think it's a luxury vehicle. On the safety side, because this is the top trim, yes, it's a 100th anniversary, so you do get a few extra bells and whistles, but all of the safety features are included here, from blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, automatic high beams, automatic cruise control, traffic jam assist. Mazda runs the gamut very nicely and covers everything on your standard safety side of things. It's very, very quiet in here as you're driving, whether you're at city speeds or on highway speeds, and that just continues to speak to Mazda's approach to creating a premium vehicle. And yes, the materials are very, very high end and premium, but it's the ride experience as well. You're not gonna get the same kind of ride quality as you would out of a luxury car here, but it's the next best thing. With the all-wheel drive, it is very convenient for Canadian winters. And with the turbo, it's not necessarily for going fast as far as what I would want. I'd want it to have the peace of mind that I'm able to escape a collision situation with confidence. It's not like I've got a slow car, a car with lower power figures. If someone's cutting in front of me or I need to swerve out of the way, quickly and just accelerate and just get that extra bit of boost, I know that I'll have it here in the 2021 3 Turbo. And I live in Mississauga, which is Southern Ontario. It doesn't snow a lot, but when it does, just having the comfort of all-wheel drive is definitely reassuring. And there's a stat that came out, I think, a couple of days ago, that on average, I think over the full calendar year for 2020, 80% of new cars were SUVs. And the big allure for SUVs is most of them come with all-wheel drive, and they've got a higher seating stance. So if all-wheel drive is a mandatory item on your list, as far as what you want in a new vehicle, and maybe you're not a big fan of specifically wanting to sit higher up, you want the lowness of the center of gravity, and you want to have that, again, that the stability of the all-wheel drive, this car blends it nicely. Fuel consumption side, because it is a turbo engine, figures are going to be a little on the higher side. So interestingly, before I jump into that, because this is the all-wheel drive, it's only a 48-liter tank. If this was a front-wheel drive vehicle, it would have a 50-liter gas tank. So they just have to make the gas tank a little smaller just to accommodate the all-wheel drive. So on the city, in liters per 100 kilometers, it's 10.1. On the highway, it is 7.5. And your blended total comes out to 8.9. The seats are very, very comfortable. And yes, they're attractive in this 100th anniversary. Again, you can only get the red interior, white exterior combination with the 100th anniversary. I would probably go for it. I like having a little bit of color in my seats and just a little color on the inside. So I would probably opt for this if Mazda said, you can have anything you'd like on the Mazda 3 lineup. So I doubt that'll happen, but Mazda, if you are so interested in giving me a car, hey, wishful thinking is not the worst thing, right? It's going to wrap it up for the 2021 Mazda 3 all-wheel drive turbo 100th anniversary. That's a lot of words. I'm very happy with the vehicle. As someone who's owned a first-gen Mazda 3 and a second-gen Mazda 3, there has been a constant evolution of the brand for me, not only from a generational standpoint, design standpoint, but just the driving feel and dynamics. It's just gone up and up and up, and I'm really, really excited to see what they do with the 5th gen. So it's probably a couple of years away, but we'll wait and see. If you've got any questions on the vehicle, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tell somebody else about the channel if you're so inclined. Be safe, be healthy, be well, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.